So this time we'll be looking at Nova from the Walmart exclusive wave of the Hasbro Marvel Legends. This would be the Nemesis series. Also available in this series would be Tigra, Tim Bradstreet, Punisher, Black Bolt, Daredevil in his original costume, the new astonishing X-Men Beast, and the Build-A-Figure being, of course, Nemesis from the Age of Apocalypse. Write-up of Nova, very small print, and little information there. Also note the hands on this Nova are quite different than the hands that the figure actually has. Nova here first appeared in 1976 in Nova number 1. Strange enough. This is more of his classic Nova suit. He's just recently had a new updated suit, which I would like to see a figure of. This is, of course, another reuse of the Quicksilver body that Hasbro likes to reuse for different characters. See, right down to the hands. The only thing that differentiates him is the paint job and a new head with the bucket head helmet. The paint is kind of nice. There is a little bit of mistakes. I would have liked it a little bit more gold, shiny gold, than this. Is kind of a mustard color. His suit should be a little bit more golden, like the picture. Now, having Quicksilver's body, he has the same kind of articulation. The shoulder, extra shoulder joint that allows him to move back again. The usual 360 in and out joint rotates at the bicep. A double elbow joint rotates at the glove here. Bends the wrist, and the fingers bend together. Ab articulation, waist articulation, head. It's on a ball joint, but the back of the helmet here really kind of prevents him from going too far back, which is kind of unfortunate because he's always kind of looking down, so you gotta pose him with his back arched a little bit more than other figures. Hip joints, or joints at the hip here, go in and out and rotate, and you can rotate the thigh here. Double jointed knee, rotate at the calf, bend at the ankle, as well as pivot, nice pivot, and toe articulation. Richard Rider was a high school student chosen by a dying member of the Xandrian peacekeeping force known as the Nova Corps. Roman Day, the last centurion of the Nova Corps, had fled from this alien who had destroyed Xandor, Zor. He needed to find someone who could take up the cause of the Nova Corps. Sound familiar, anyone? Yes, I'm thinking Green Lantern had a lot to do with the influence of this character. So anyway, Roman Day selects Richard Rider, and Richard Rider actually defeats Zor, continues on as Nova, as a superhero. He keeps his identity secret even to his family. Then he heads off into space to fight some Skrulls and defend the rebuilt Xandar against them. However, he in rebuilding the Nova Corps, he really misses home. He gives up his powers to return to Earth. And because he was off in space, he didn't finish school. So he comes back to a bunch of low wage, really tough jobs. And so he starts to really fall into a depression. And that's when Night Thrasher, who is gathering allies to become eventually what would be termed the New Warriors, awakens his powers. He had thought that the Nova Corps had taken away his powers, but they had merely put them in a dormant state. A threat to his life would awaken those. He gets pushed off a roof by Night Thrasher, and that triggers his powers. And he becomes active again, this time as Kid Nova. He remains active with the New Warriors for quite a time until a mad Xandrian called Garthan Saul takes his powers away to again restore Xandar. Eventually, the Nova Corps does reform, and they give him back his powers and the rank of Centurion Prime. However, he once again loses his powers and is replaced as Saul as the Centurion Prime until Saul dies and his powers return to him. He is still a member of the New Warriors when they have their reality show, but he leaves right before the Stanford explosion, and so he misses out on the onstart of the Civil War. During that time, he is very involved in cosmic events in other galaxies, other planetary systems. He fights the Annihilation Wave, where Annihilus from the Negative Zone invades the Kree territories. He briefly returns to Earth after that conflict, sees the disarray of the Earth has been put into because of Civil War. He chooses to go off into space again rather than have to deal with it. From then he goes straight into having to deal with the Phalanx, the techno-organic beings who have been usurped by Ultron. They try and take over the Kree Shi'ar space. He again tries to rebuild the Corps, and so he's very much involved in all the cosmic goings-on, really becoming a leader and a fighter for justice and life in the galaxy as a whole, not just for Earth. However, he has just returned to Earth, sort of, and serves as a reserve-type member of the Secret Avengers. Also at this time, he's appearing in the Thanos Imperative series, where he's out in space. So it'd be nice to see how they reconcile those two comics, with him being involved sort of two places at once. I'm guessing that the Thanos Imperative happens before his appearance in Secret Avengers. So anyway, that'll be my review on Nova. Stay tuned for my next review, which will be on War Machine.